In this video I want to show you guys an expression that I've made using Math.sin function. The expression that I made is basically a shake function, but it's quite uniform because it's using Math.sin function as its base. So basically it's a sine wave function. If you have never seen one before, it basically looks like this. Like just imagine it as a linear kind of top and bottom, so it's pretty uniform. People usually use wiggle to shake things around, but the disadvantage, or maybe the advantage, of using wiggle is because of its randomness. Like in this case, sine wave is pretty uniform, but for wiggle it's something like this. Like you can't like make it uniform and stuff. So I've made an expression that make use of Math.sin function because I need it for something using my previous work that I put on Instagram. I was searching for the expression itself for so long over on Google, but I don't think it's optimized for expression on After Effects, but I ended up using wiggle on my last work, but for now I've created a Math.sin function to replace that. So let's just jump straight into it. Like in this column, you can see a square that's moving to the left, going to the right, and then it loops back around again. It hasn't been applied on any expression yet, so let's put that on rotation so it shows kind of a deformative way. I don't know, just kind of like rotation stuff. So you need to select the rotation first and then apply the expression itself. I've actually put on sliders, so you see this error because there is no sliders yet. So if I add sliders now, oops, sliders. Alright, oh sorry, it's this one, sorry. I forgot, bro. So yeah, after you put on the sliders, as you can see, the square is on a rotation rampage a little bit. Yeah, it goes from 0 to shaking and then goes to 0 again. If you see the expression itself, it's pretty simple. I got it from Brams. Shout out to him because he create a really insightful tutorial and easy to follow tutorial. I just need to change a few things around. Like he explained how to make the sine wave reacts to the layer time itself, so it doesn't move around. Like you still got the same expression that you got even if you're moving around and stuff. And then he explained frequency. I think it's amplitude too. I just added phase and offset and then added some sliders to it, so you can freely keyframe this and yeah, make do what you will. If you go to the graph editor, you can see the graph. Hold up, let me pull up this. So if you hover over on graph editor, you can see the main keyframe that I put on, but you cannot really see the expression keyframe itself. So the expression keyframes is way over here. You can barely see them, so you need to zoom into that. Hold up. You need to zoom in. Let me make it a little bit bigger, and then so yeah, here is the expression slider itself. Keyframe the amplitude so it reacts to the amplitude. If you don't keyframe the amplitude and stays at 20, it'll probably do a sine wave. Actually, let me do that real quick. Let's remove. Hold up. Let's remove the slider itself and go back to the graph. Yeah, you can see a sine wave. It's pretty uniform. Like this because I want them to be keyframes so it reacts to a certain time. I'll go by explaining the amplitude itself. As I just explained it to you, amplitude is just the amplitude of the wave itself. If you want a really big wave, you can. If you really want, if you want to make it negative, you can also do that. So it starts from the bottom going up, and if it's negative, and then if it's positive, it's going up and goes down, go back up again. After that, we got the frequency. This is the frequency, how much sine wave you want in a second, basically. So I set it to 5. If you want a really jittery rotation, you can add it up to however you want, how many ever you want. And the good thing is it reacts at real time. Basically, you can see the graph itself, so it's kind of neat to see that. And you can even like scrub the timeline. I'm using 24 frames a second, so it kind of skips. So if you really want to have a smooth wavy transition or whatever, you just change the FPS to a really high value, and yeah, it shakes up the box, like, yeah, you know. After that, we got phase. Phase is basically the time in which the sine wave is currently sitting on. Is basically at the time of the sine wave. So let me just show you how it reacts to the sine wave. So basically, right now we got the sine wave going up a little bit, but if you want to want the sine wave to go down immediately, you just add the phase to that. Oops. Make sure to hold on control because it kind of messes up a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, the original wave itself originally goes up and goes down again, but now it goes down immediately because I've added the phase on it. So yeah, it just basically changed the phase. Like, yeah, you get the idea. And then we got offset. This is offset for the value itself, so it starts at 0. If you put this at 20, so it'll be accounting for positive 20 and negative 20. So if you want just to have like 20, you want to halve this and then add 10 to this. So for example, if I want to move it up, you can see that it's moving up with the thing, and then if you want to make it negative, you just gotta pull it down. Very self-explanatory. It's really powerful, I guess. In a lot of ways, you can do of the work that's an effect shape can't do. So you can put this on a null, and then that null moves, simulate handheld motion, but you kind of want it to be uniform. You can do that. I actually want to do that on my previous work, but I can't. I use this wiggle at the end. Yeah, it's pretty much the expression. Make sure to copy paste it in the description below, so you guys can just copy and paste it. You need to, if you want this, you need to go over in flex panel and search for sliders. Oops. Sorry, double S. Yeah, you need to go over on slider control, add them manually. So select the slider control, press enter, and name it the amplitude, frequency, phase, offset, whatever. Yeah. If you want to have a rotation and then some kind of other properties that you want to animate with this expression, make sure to change this to make sure it's not using the same amplitude, frequency, phase, and offset sliders. So basically you just need to go to this amplitude and then add some kind of words on it. So maybe amplitude number 2, or maybe for opacity, just add opacity into it, and then copy paste this whole effect, right? Go back, go paste it below, and then change the name of it so it doesn't use the same sliders and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it.